Good morning, students. This is Shahaniwas sir. Hoping you all fine. Welcome back to computer class. Last class, we have learned the topic encryption. We have done the topic symmetric encryption. The question that we have done that define the term encryption, state the types of encryption, define all the encryption terms, define symmetric encryption and the process of symmetric encryption. Today we'll go the next topic that is asymmetric encryption. We'll learn the question define asymmetric encryption, explain the process of asymmetric encryption, explain the term hashing algorithm, explain the process of creating ciphertext. Now get to the with your computer textbook, go to page number 116 of your textbook. So here we are, asymmetric encryption. The risks surrounding symmetric encryption keys have already been discussed. That we have learned that in symmetric encryption there is a risk of uh, encryption key, that we have to the same key is used for encryption and decryption process. So we have to share the key with the receiver. The sender needs to share the key with the receiver so that the receiver can decrypt the encrypted message. So there is a risk of sharing. When the sender trying to share the key, the hacker can hack the encryption key and hack the message. So the question for define the term asymmetric encryption, you just mark in your book as I mark here. uh, a more secure method is to use asymmetric or public key encryption. A private key and a public key both are needed. Public key is made available to everybody. Private key is only known by the computer user. Both types of key are needed to encrypt and decrypt messages. This is for the definition, that in asymmetric encryption we are using both of the keys, that the private key and the public key. Uh, Both keys are needed to encrypt and for the encryption and decryption process. Now uh, go with the next lines. Imagine a user on computer A wants to send a private message to a user on computer B. How is asymmetric encryption used? So there is a process. This is the process of the asymmetric encryption. There is a question, so you have to write this uh, line for the this steps for the process. So here we are. User A applies a symmetric key to encrypt the message. For encrypting the message, user A applies symmetric key. Symmetric key. The symmetric key is then encrypted using the public key known to both A and B. So the public key, which is the public key of B, is applied. The user A applied the public key of B to encrypt the uh, symmetric key. Then user A sends the message over the internet. The message is sent by A over the internet. User B decrypts the symmetric key by applying their own private key. So as user A use the public key of B, so user B is authorized. He can decrypt the symmetric key, because the symmetric key is encrypted using the public key of user B. So user B decrypts the symmetric key by applying his private key, means B's his own private key. Now the decoded symmetric is now used to decrypt the message sent by user. So after decoding the decrypting the message, user A knows the symmetric key. So use now he user B knows the symmetric key. So now user B use that symmetric key to decrypt the message sent by user A. So this is the process. I will show you a video to explain and make you more clear with the topic. So this is a process. You have to write this line as the steps for the asymmetric encryption. Now the next question, what is hashing algorithm? The process of hashing. Explain the term hashing algorithm. So these are the line that you have to mark and you have to write as a point. Write every sentence as a steps as a unique point for the hashing algorithm. So start with here. The encryption keys are often generated by using a hashing algorithm. So hashing algorithm actually used for uh, to generate encryption key, to generate encryption key. This is actually very different to an encryption algorithm. This is not work as encryption algorithm. The hashing algorithm takes a message or a key and translates it into a string of characters, usually shown in hex notation. So it actually the thing that is uh, it creates is shown as a hex notation. Now this essentially makes the message or key almost impossible to read if it is somehow intercepted by, for example, a hacker. So it is a it's a very uh, uh, good method, very strong method that hacker, even if it is hacked the message, it is not possible for him to intercept the message. The same hashing algorithm has to be applied at both ends, sender and receiver, for the message or key to be understood. So these are actually the definition term. So now it summarizes the hashing algorithm. In summary, the encryption algorithm converts messages using an encryption key into meaningless text. The same key has to be used to decrypt the message. This key can, however, be intercepted, which makes the encryption process less secure. So the encryption key is used. So uh, if somehow the hacker gets the encryption key, he can manage to read the message. To overcome this problem, a hashing algorithm is applied to the message or key, producing a string of characters which are virtually impossible to break if intercepted. This is considerably increase the security of the whole process when sending personal or sensitive data across, for example, the internet. So hashing algorithm, we learned that it's a more secure method. Encryption key, even hacker gets the encryption key, he can get the message, but with the hashing algorithm, it is far more impossible to break the message. These are the point. They have discussed with the MD4. The use of hashing and encryption is further discussed in section 817. We'll learn later. An example of a well-known hashing algorithm is MD4, which generates a 128-bit string whenever a value to run through it. For example, the following 16-bit digit code, this is a 16-bit digit code, would produce the following value when put through the MD4 hashing algorithm. This 16-bit digit will become like this bigger text when you put to a hashing algorithm. So these are not that important. We are not going further with hashing algorithm. This must be learned for the hashing algorithm. So the next question is the process of making ciphertext. So we learned this topic earlier. Plain text. Plain text actually, single word plain text is described as the text or normal representation of data before it goes through an encryption algorithm. Ciphertext, sometimes written as ciphertext, is the output from a encryption algorithm. So the process just for creating a ciphertext, we need plain text, actual message, and the key. We need the key, and we need another thing, that is encryption algorithm, and by this process we can make the ciphertext. So this is the topic that we have done today. We learned the process of ciphertext, how to create the ciphertext. So next topic is authentication. We'll do in the next class. So I hope you understand up to this. Now I will show you a video to understand the asymmetric encryption. So we'll go to the video now. So here we are with the asymmetric encryption. Now, first of all, we'll see the problem in symmetric encryption. Then we will go for asymmetric encryption. In symmetric encryption, that suppose we are thinking of Alice and Bob. Alice and Bob want to share a message. So Alice want to share this sensitive document with Bob. So before this, she encrypted the message using a symmetric encryption, symmetric key. Now she sends the message to Bob, but Bob doesn't know about the key that is used to encrypt the message. What is the passphrase? The Bob doesn't know about the passphrase, so he needs to know the passphrase by Alice. So Alice is now Alice is having problem to share the passphrase. How she will share the passphrase? So if she share the passphrase using email, there is a possibility of a hacker to hack the passphrase and hack all the messages. So this is a problem in symmetric encryption. Now we'll go with the asymmetric encryption. First of all, uh, we'll go for a practical example. We're thinking of mailbox, the mailbox in a public location, mailbox in a public location, that anyone can send the mail to that public location. The public location is known to everyone, and they can send the mail to particular receiver, to the mailbox, but only the mailbox owner has the key, and by the key, the private key, he can get the mails. So here we are, it is safe, as everybody knows the public key by the public place of the mailbox, and they can send the mail to the mailbox, and only the owner, he has the key of the mailbox and can get the message from the mailbox. So it is safe here. So as this way, in asymmetric encryption, using RSA algorithm, it generates two keys for every user, a private key and a public key for Alice and Bob both, that private key and public key. And this private key and public key, that private key is completely private to user. It's not known to anyone. Uh, Bob's private key is also known to only him, is private to him, but the public key is known to everyone. Uh, so for communicating, for sharing the messages, uh, uh, both of them uh, needs to know the public key of each other. So Bob's needs to share the public key with Alice, and Alice needs to share the public key with Bob's, so that uh, so that the messages can be transferred. So now Alice will encrypt the message using Bob's public key. So Bob's public key is used to encrypt the message, and um, and it's sent to Bob, and uh, the message is only decrypted by Bob, because Bob's public key is used for encryption. So only he is able to decrypt the message. Even Alice cannot decrypt the message, because she doesn't know the corresponding private key of Bob's public key. So in this way, asymmetric encryption is safe, and uh, and both of them are needs to every user needs to uh, keep their private key very securely, so that uh, so that uh, this keep private, and the message can be transferred securely over the internet. So this far is the video. So I hope you understand how asymmetric encryption works, and uh, the difference between the symmetric and asymmetric encryption. So Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye.